all happened, I was filming away. So, you know, there was, you know, I'm like the rock of the family, you know, especially when it comes to, you know, times where it's like family is really needed.
But he's speaking louder than he's ever spoken before.
Ever.
And the reason why he's cryptic is for the sake of his son. Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is dead.
Thank y'all for rocking with us.
Quincy Brown recently experienced a severe collapse in court following the disclosure of the truth about Kim Porter's death. By this. Recent shocking evidence in Quincy's and Diddy's trials was made public by the Fed. Kim. Porter's kid lost everything. We're talking about tears, rage, and outright devastation. Why? Our perception of Kim's mysterious death has fundamentally changed as a result of what was revealed. Kim died a few days prior to supposedly getting ready to make startling public remarks about Diddy. Then, crucial documents related to her alleged pneumonia death mysteriously vanished. The problem is that new evidence suggests he wasn't where he claimed to be that night, was not merely melancholy. This child realized that his mother's death was no coincidence. You're not ready for this drama because the answer might be worse than we expected, given Diddy's history of alleged threats and cover-ups. Was she Kim Porter?
Baby mom is telling you that if you don't do what he wants you to do, he's going to kill your child. And you know he's capable of it.
Gentlemen, Quincy is currently in the midst of a storm that could drastically change his life. Before that stillness was shattered behind closed doors, he had kept his head down, stayed silent, and avoided the uproar surrounding his mother's mysterious death for years. Quincy was given a startling surprise in a covert meeting with federal officials. Kim Porter's flash drive has been successfully recovered. Additionally, a sealed message made just for him is one of the most private messages on it. Sources claim that when Quincy first viewed the evidence he deconstructed, it hit him like a freight train. Considering that this isn't just about Diddy, this has to do with his mother's voice and her final remarks, which are forcing him to confront all he has tried to conceal. But since this is the worst part of the story, we need to take a moment to understand this court drama. As you can see, Kim Porter was more than just Diddy's ex. She was the pillar of that family. Despite being Alb's biological son, her child Quincy was raised by Diddy from the age of 3. Kim and Diddy remained close co-parents, attending their kids' events and keeping their mixed family ties long after their divorce. Strong. And the messiness becomes worse at this point. Quincy has always been caught between his father, Diddy, who raised him, and his biological father, Al B. Shaw. The father-son connection with Al is definitely unusual, to put it mildly. Quincy shared an emotional and moving tribute to Kim on the anniversary of her passing, an antique photograph of him by himself with his mother. This is a unique image of me with my parents. Every day I miss you. With no mention of Al or recollections of shared memories, the message was unambiguous and unmistakable, a caption full of affection for Kim. But he respects her. That was not something Albie was going to take lightly. He essentially posted a public appeal online, saying that the door was always open, pleading with Quincy to return home. Quincy's answer was silent, and it was sincere and unvarnished. On the contrary, he openly and unrepentantly relied further on his love for Diddy. Quincy's whole existence is turned upside down now that the feds have this flash drive. The question is, what did Kim leave for him to read? And will it change his loyalty since, once the letter is opened, there may be no turning back? Today, living in China has changed significantly, and Kim was unexpectedly found dead at her home in Los Angeles in the year 2018. Officially, it's lobar pneumonia. However, something seemed off immediately, and Albie and those close to her didn't think it was real and immediately began to question her. He said Kim was presently in very good health. A few days before she died, she was watching Quincy's Christmas Netflix film with her family. Among others, Diddy Albie says she was in the best physical shape of her life when she suddenly vanished, dancing and joyful, with no warning signals or indicators of disease. What followed was increased the suspicions autopsy pictures were never made public. Weeks passed before the coroner revealed her official cause of death, and that quiet spoke loudly. Then everything just took a horrifying turn in 2024. The FBI allegedly recovered a flash drive that Kim had given to a close friend before she passed away. In a sealed letter to Quincy, there are allegedly handwritten notes and recordings of her final days. Moreover, the flash drive may disclose all, according to people with knowledge of the situation. We're talking about more than perhaps much deeper than anyone had imagined. It may eventually be disclosed today, and it's clear that Kim wanted someone to locate it. Darvis Nathan's book is said to contain Kim's personal writings, diaries, and digital notes. However, I'll be sure to call BS on the whole thing as soon as possible. He stated that he now believes Kim's phones, laptop, and other personal equipment were stolen and used to create a false narrative. Al did more than just publish what he said were screenshots of his private text messages with Kim, in which she allegedly voiced worries about her safety. Just a few months prior to her death, in an interview with Fox 5 New York, Al now disclosed that this was a warning that she didn't live long enough to execute, not merely paranoia. He said Kim specifically warned him to be wary of Diddy, and that she was preparing to tell everything she knew when she passed away.
Kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth, and I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy?
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time, and I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was a lot of the stuff, came to surprise, but a lot of the stuff will be revealed
And this is the area that is producing shockwaves. Now the federal government is getting involved. Prosecutors now believe that the flash drive we previously discussed, which Kim gave to a friend before she died, supports all of Al's claims, including the stolen electronics and Kim's concerns about her safety. This isn't your typical celebrity tale. The fact that it is a cover-up that is being revealed in real time gets more and more clear as we learn more. Come on back to the flash disk. Investigators claim that the piece of evidence that may change everything didn't just consist of private letters and notes. It also had files in it. According to one of her close friends, Kim Porter started to show signs of real terror in the latter weeks of her life. She told them that she suspected her phone had been hijacked and that she felt like someone was monitoring her. She was obviously thinking of something. It seemed as though Kim was getting ready to speak, or, at the very least, defend herself in the event of something going wrong, whether it was a secret journal, a trail of documents, or even video recordings. Some people now believe that she planned to go public, just like Cassie did, and Albie Shaw hinted at this in declarations suggesting that Kim was on the same path and may have been getting ready to reveal the truth or file charges. If so, Kim's death in 2018 wasn't just a surprise, it was planned and well-timed. Investigators also now think that Kim's personal phone, laptop, and notepad were deleted shortly after she passed away. However, since the flash drive survived, it might not be the only backup. According to the feds, more copies might be in the hands of people Kim trusted. Secret locations, family, and quiet, loyal pals. And the most ludicrous theory is this one. According to rumors, Kim was the first to reveal details concerning how Diddy might be the subject of a major RICO lawsuit. However, she departed before anything could be discovered, and silence has reigned ever since. And so we head back to Quincy. The sun caught up in everything. The discovery of that flash drive, especially the sealed letter meant for Quincy, may be what finally pushes him over the edge. Those who knew him say that when he saw it, he broke down. For years, Quincy has stood with Diddy while the world watched everything fall apart, remaining silent and devoted. But how long can Kim keep quiet if this letter reveals his fears, cautions, or ultimate realities? It's too late already. Taking action. He told Fox 5 that he was ready and willing to testify. He insists that Kim did not pass away naturally and blames Diddy for trying to hurt him, including putting a bounty on his head. Diddy says she was murdered on record and is prepared to repeat it in court while his team attempts to downplay the damage. The FBI is adamantly against their rejection of the flash drive as fabricated and the memoir, Kim's Lost Words, as fake. Forensic experts confirm that the metadata matches Kim's devices. The file's timestamps are accurate. That letter to Quincy also has authentic handwriting. Unaltered. There seems to be a boiling point in the courtroom right now. Diddy's children are split. His twin daughters reportedly departed, and Christian, his son with Kim, barely spoke after a particularly heartbreaking statement. Quincy is staying with Diddy, but something is changing. The child of Justin Diddy and Misa Hilton is remaining silent. Considering that Quincy grew up with Kim, lived under Diddy's roof, and has a unique perspective on both worlds, it might be the end, if he flips and speaks. The sealed letter might have been Kim's final plea for her baby to open his eyes. Furthermore, since this case is now about cover-ups, intimidation, and potentially even murder rather than merely trafficking, Diddy might face legal action if the message is received as officials anticipate it would be. Quincy's battle is not just a legal one. It is also an emotional one between his mother, who may have died protecting him, and the man who raised him. The trial has now begun. Albie. Shaw is imprisoned within the flash drive serves as the official proof. The FBI is once more looking into the death of Kim Porter and Quincy, the